What is up guys, welcome back to the channel. As we are in the last day of this month, it is time for us to check out another episode of top 10 brand new free-to-play games that you can play right now during the month of November. I was actually a couple of days late to make this video, but today we are here to talk about some amazing free games, and actually this month we got a pretty good collection to check out. And as always, all of these games are completely free to play and you can go ahead and directly download them on Steam. So without wasting any more time, let's jump in and talk all about it, starting with our first game, and that is Maximum Football. This is a brand new free-to-play football game that actually came out earlier this month, and it's bringing that football experience back to basic with a bit of a twist, and it combined that simulation style of a gameplay with the open-ended approach to team management, and the game letting you build your own roster, pick your own players, different playbooks, and also create your own strategies. And in this game also you will find a mix of gamers like Dynasty and franchise, including real licensed teams and players, plus a huge focus on customization options. It is not a sport that I personally familiar with, but if you're into American football and especially into this style of real-time sports and also some immersive management style of games, this is a great free-to-play alternative to check out right now. Alright, next up we got Frontline Inferno, pretty fun and very small World War II first-person shooter. Yes, it is a very smaller scale title compared to some of the other games, but I really wanted to add this game to our today's list because I had a really fun time playing it last time. It is a very simple and casual World War II first-person shooter. Right now there is only one single game mode, which is basically team deathmatch, but it got three different factions that you can select from: Axis, Soviets, and also Allied, and each come with their unique outfit looks and a little bit of customization. There is not a huge arsenal of weapons that you can select in the game, only have about 5 weapons, but they're all pretty fun to shoot around. But unfortunately there is no any option to like customize your loadout, and there is no any throwables, smoke grenades, or anything like that. So it's a very simple and casual first person shooter, and also it comes with player hosted servers, meaning you can make your own server, and if you got a bunch of friends you can simply invite them, or you can just make it public for anyone else to join and play with you. So overall it's a pretty cool game to check out right now, especially if you're looking for something fun and casual to play. Alright, moving on, next up we got a brand new roguelike platformer game called Pogo. This is a super cool single player 2D platformer that is all about bouncing around in these randomly generated levels, battling enemies, dodging traps, all while using this cool little pogo stick. The gameplay is somewhat quirky but surprisingly challenging, and also rewarding both timing and your creativity. There is a variety of weapons and different items to collect. Since it's a roguelike, every round feels different and unique. It is a very cool little game, but I have to say it's surprisingly pretty challenging for me. It is not like you're bouncing around aimlessly. You have to adapt some strategies and also some gameplay elements. So if you're into this style of 2D platformer style of games, go check the game out. It is free to play and also very much playable even if you have a low-end PC or a laptop. Iceworld is a free to play fresh multiplayer survival game that just dropped very recently on Steam, and it is all about enduring this harsh icy condition while fighting off beasts and possibly other players. You can dive into either PvE or PvP modes, where survival is absolutely the goal here. You can gather different resources, collect items, fend off enemies, and also strategize with your teammate if you go on PvP. And also you can go on hunting, fishing, and also taming animals is also a pretty big part in this game. You can pet and ride different animals like dogs, wolves, tigers, polar bears, yetis. So there are so many types of animals, and also the game does have some sort of a dynamic weather system and a day and night cycle to keep everything fresh and challenging. But the game is still on early access, so there are still some bugs and improvements to be made here. The combat system is definitely not the best, but hopefully more stuff, more content, more balance changes will be added to the game in the near future. So if you're a fan of survival games, if you've never played this game before, go ahead and try the game out. It is completely free to play. If you're in for an action-packed first-person shooter experience, next up we got a brand new title, and that is called Rose. So this is a free-to-play single-player action roguelike, kind of an arena-style first-person shooter with a very unique taste, and it's really fun to play. But this game is actually kind of weird. In order to progress in this game, you have to sacrifice different body parts and flesh, and that will allow you to get new weapons, abilities, and also progress to a new arena. So more you progress through the game, you have to make more sacrifices, and that will increase the complexity and the difficulty of the game. So that is the whole point of this game, and it's kind of a unique taste and something I personally haven't experienced before. And the game has a very cool dark comic book like art style, and throughout the game you will progress through different arenas. There is a good variety of weapons, abilities that you can choose, and there is a great variety and a difficulty when it comes to facing different enemies and boss fights. So overall it's a great single player roguelike shooter with a good amount of content to explore and a very unique taste. So if you're a fan of first person shooter games and looking for something fun and action packed to play, this is an awesome game to check out right now. This month is packed with some amazing sports game, and we got another one, and that is Hockey Super Squad. It is a free to play 3v3 multiplayer online hockey game that is all about smashing into pucks, goals, rivals and sometimes each other. The game got a single player mode, but the real fun shine in the multiplayer mode where you can challenge different teams and other players all around the world. But in order to be good at this game, the teamwork and strategy is absolutely the key for you. The game also have a variety of arenas and different characters with unique attributes that kind of add a nice personality to the mix. Awesome sports game to check out right now, especially if you're into this style of party style games like Rocket League or Fall Guys. I'm sure you're gonna have a pretty fun time playing this. Brighter Shores is a fresh multiplayer RPG game where you have to explore this uncharted island, craft your path from the ground up, and explore this vibrant world with dangerous terrains. The game has a nice balance between some survival mechanics and exploration, and you can decide to play however you want to play. You can either play solo, single player, or online co-op with other friends, and the game gives you a lot of freedom to craft your own journey, own experience, which is something really cool. And the game is actually pretty popular on Steam right now, having close to like 5,000 daily concurrent players and also having mostly positive reviews. So if you're a fan of survival RPG style of games, it is definitely worth checking out right now. Our next game is a pretty interesting single player shooter called Paperhead EP0. It is a short prologue version for their upcoming title called Paperhead, which is probably going to come out on Steam pretty soon. It is a single player game where you step into this dark, twisted fairy tale and you play as a little character with a paper head and you wake up in this underground prison. The gameplay is kind of a mix between first-person shooter, puzzle solving, and also some creepy exploration, and it is nicely blended into this world where everything is built using the cardboard, including the characters. And throughout the story, you will face against a variety of enemies, including some tough boss battles, and I have to mention the soundtrack in this game is also quite amazing. Even if it's a single player title, the game is relatively popular on Steam, right now having very positive reviews, so it is free to play. Go check the game out on Steam. I'm sure you're gonna love it. Next up at number 2, we got a brand new title that is super popular on Steam right now, and it is called Survive. And this game is a chaotic mashup between a hero shooter, MOBA, and a battle royale, but surprisingly, it all takes place in the skies. The game has a very free-flowing combat style where you'll be gliding, punching, nuking, and wrecking your enemies, but ultimately it's all down to good teamwork and communication. Currently, there are 16 unique characters in the game, and they are called Hunters. There are 3 main game modes, a battle royale mode, squad, duo, and a 4v4 arena style of a mode. The art style in this game is something we are very familiar with, especially if you are playing games like Dota 2 or League of Legends. And the game is super popular on Steam right now, having more than 32,000 daily concurrent players and also having 90% positive reviews on Steam. So if you're into strategy, action, and team-based gameplay, go ahead and give this one a try. It is highly recommended. Alright, next up at number 1, we got Strinova, a free-to-play third-person tactical shooter that just dropped on Steam and is already making some waves. So it's an anime-style third-person tactical shooter where you can switch between 3D and 2D forms just on the fly. And this is a very unique mechanic, something I haven't really experienced in any other game before. When you're in 3D, it just works like a typical third-person shooter, but when you're in 2D, you can sneak through some tight spots, you can climb up wall, glide, and also when your hitbox is so tiny, you're gonna get very little damage. There is a vast roster of anime-style characters that you can choose from, each with their own unique special abilities. There's a good variety of weapons, game modes, customization available in the game, but when you're just starting out as a beginner, it only gives you access to a single game mode, which is like a Team Rumble style of mode. But when you level up, you will unlock different game modes, including Demolition, Escort, and also Team Deathmatch. But one thing I personally don't like about the game is the heavy inspired from these anime characters. I personally not much into anime and stuff, so it is not my style, but if you love anime characters, anime style games, you're gonna absolutely love this one. And the game is very much popular on Steam right now, having more than 28,000 people playing. And the game is also very well optimized for low-end PCs and laptops, since the system requirements are pretty less demanding. Well, there you have it, guys. These are the 10 of the best free-to-play brand new games that you can play right now during the month of November. And next month is going to be one of the biggest months for some popular free-to-play game releases, so definitely stay tuned because we're gonna cover every single one of them. So finally, guys, as always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it, subscribe, and also stay tuned to the channel. I'll catch you guys soon in the next one. Stay safe.